So today we're going to talk about two-dimensional shapes, and we're also going to talk about composing shapes, okay? So last week we learned about what two-dimensional shapes are, what makes a shape, it has to be closed, those kind of things. And then we also talked about ways to describe those shapes, right? So like how many sides, how many vertices, what does it mean if something's a vertice, those kind of things. So today we're going to review that, but I just wanted to introduce you to what we're going to talk about today. So today we're going to be, towards the end of our lesson, we're going to be composing shapes. Now for your seesaw activity, you're just going to have to review describing shapes. Tomorrow we'll get into composing shapes. But for example, I have a hexagon here. If I wanted to make a hexagon with two squares and two triangles and one square, I would have to put the triangles on either side of the square, as you see there. So you have a triangle here, and a square, and by combining them, your shape now would be like this. So like you have your triangle, that's not very straight. Okay, so by doing that, erase. Okay, you still have a hexagon. Okay, there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides, and there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vertices. Okay, so it's still a hexagon. So today we're going to talk about that as well, but we're going to go over some shapes first, just to make sure that we understand their attributes of those shapes. So, whoa, that's a sticky little bugger. He did not want to come off. Okay, the first shape I'd like you all to draw me is a rectangle. So I would like everyone to draw me a rectangle. Okay, and I would like you to tell me how many sides a rectangle has and how many vertices. So I'm going to call them S and V. So I would like you to draw me a rectangle on your board or piece of paper. Everyone needs to turn their camera on for this so I can see you. That's how I'm going to count attendance today. I want to see you do your work.
I do not know how to draw a rectangle.
Okay, well remember from last week, it has 2 shorter sides and 2 longer sides. So it has 2 shorter sides and 2 longer sides. Yep.
Are we supposed to draw two rectangles?
No, just one. Yep. Just drawing one rectangle. And then you're telling me how many sides and how many vertices it has. Gage, question?
What do we do when we're done?
Squish your face. I need Cameron, Alani, and Easy to turn your cameras on, friends, so I can see your work that you do. I need to see work today. So I'm going to count attendance, or give you present points for dojo. Not count attendance, but give you present points for dojo. Okay. Aubrey, question.
What are vertices again?
Vertices are the corners. Yep, good question. Vertices are the corners. Alrighty. Show me your rectangles in 3, 2, 1. Show me your work. Oh, careful. We got a triangle going on. Okay. I need to see rectangles from, I got Aubrey's. I need Alani, Brian, and Cameron. The rest of you can put yours down. Okay. Brian, you can put yours down. Vita, put yours down. Put yours down, Carson. Okay, so a rectangle, like I said, has 2 longer sides and 2 shorter sides. Okay. How many sides does a rectangle have, Riley?
4.
Has 4 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. I saw a lot of you count them by doing those little lines, which is great. How many vertices does a rectangle have? Journey.
4.
4, right. It has 4 vertices or those corners. 4 vertices. Right. Now, looking here at my rectangle, okay, so I have my rectangle here. I could technically make a rectangle by using 2 squares. So I have 2 squares right here, and I could make a rectangle with 2 squares. So I use 2 squares to compose a new shape, a rectangle. I use 2 squares to make a new shape, a rectangle. Pretty cool, right? Alright, next shape I'd like you to draw. Let me get my eraser. Dun 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 dun. Okay. I would like you to draw a trapezoid. And remember, a trapezoid kind of looks like a little bit like an upside down flower pot. Okay. And I can help you with this one if we forget what a trapezoid looks like. So this is my magnetic one of a trapezoid. That's a trapezoid, the red. So try and draw a trapezoid. When you're finished drawing a trapezoid, thanks Cam. When you're finished drawing a trapezoid, I would like you to put give yourself bunny ears. Give yourself bunny ears. You should be able to see because you're in the camera. So I want you to draw a trapezoid. You can tell me how many sides and vertices. The trapezoid is the shape in red. You guys gotta stop calling out and stop unmuting. If you have a question, raise your hands, friends. Zoe, question. Alani, turn your camera back on.
My birthday is on Easter.
Your birthday's on Easter? You're an Easter bunny?
It reminded me because the Easter.
Because the bunny ears? Okay, so the trapezoid is this one here in red. I'd like you to draw a trapezoid. Okay, show me your work. Mostly everyone's done. In 3, 2, 1, show me your work. Yeah, good job. Awesome. That's right. So a trapezoid has a shorter top, or you could even say a shorter bottom, right? And it has a longer parallel bottom. It's parallel. Okay, you don't really have to know that though. Mine's a little bit wonky, but that's a trapezoid. Now, who can raise their hand and tell me how many sides a trapezoid has? Zoe, how many sides does a trapezoid have?
A trapezoid has 4 sides.
A trapezoid has 4 sides, that's right. And how many vertices does a trapezoid have? Carson?
4.
4 vertices, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now, if I were to take some of these triangles, and I'm going to get another one. Is this shape the same as this shape? Is the green shape the same as the red? Yeah, it is, because I took 1, 2, 3 triangles to make a new shape called a trapezoid. So like I could even do it in here. Triangle 1, triangle 2, triangle 3. Do you see how I use shapes to make a new shape? Some of you, we talked about this a little bit in small group last week, but not everyone. So I wanted to make sure that we went over it. You could also do this. 1, 2, 3 triangles and a trapezoid makes a, what shape is that right here? 3 triangles and 1 trapezoid makes a, it's a 6-sided shape. I need a hand. 6-sided shape. I need a hand. Emmy.
It's a
6-sided shape.
pentagon.
Not a pentagon, but a hexagon. So a hexa, try to remember hexa. Both 6, both the number 6 and hexagon both have X's in them. That's a way to remember. 6 and hexagon both have, but yeah, this shape is this shape. Look, it fits right on it. So these are the same shapes. You could say 3 triangles and 1 trapezoid equals a hexagon. All right, the next shape I'd like you to draw. Okay, and this is an intro to composing shapes. We're going to do more with it tomorrow. I do encourage you to take your little shapes that you have, that you got in your bundle, and cut them up because they're going to help you with composing your shapes, cutting them up into the little shape pieces. Ow. Next one I want you to draw is I scratched my eyeball, is a pentagon. How many sides? How many vertices? Okay. Now a pentagon, okay, penta. Remember a pentagon. Let me find my little shape. Should look like him in yellow. Okay. Remember I did teach you a trick though. You can draw like the bottom part of a house. And draw a roof. That's still a pentagon. Okay, you can make it angled though like that. Good, Cameron. You can make it angled though as well. Okay, kind of like pretending you're drawing a, that's also one. It has how many sides and vertices? When you're finished with this one, stand up. So when you're finished drawing your pentagon, stand up.
Say it again.
When you're finished drawing your pentagon, stand up. So you're going to stand on your feet. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Zoe, what's up, girl?
I think this is the best one I've ever drawn.
That's amazing. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, sometimes mine are really good and sometimes they're not. You're human. I'm jumping with you. Alright, show me your work in 3, 2, 1. Show me those pentagons. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, oh, I love that you drew the lines for the sides to make sure that you... Oh, yeah, Zoe, that's a nice pentagon. Yeah. It is sometimes easier to draw a pentagon with lined paper. Okay? Right. So, a pentagon. Also, I saw someone draw a pentagon like this. This is also a pentagon. Okay? That's also a pentagon. It's not a regular pentagon, but it's a pentagon. Okay? Who could raise their hand and tell me how many sides a pentagon has? Darren.
5.
5. A pentagon has 5 sides, right? And how many vertices does a pentagon have, Easy?
5.
5 vertices, right. It has 5 sides and 5 vertices, right. So, this has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one has 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? They all have 5 sides and 5 vertices. Now, I would like to know if I told you, okay, and I'm going to erase some of this. I would like you to make a pentagon using 1 square and 1 triangle. Okay? So I would like you to make a pentagon using 1 square and 1 triangle. So we're starting off a little bit easy. I would like you to make a pentagon using 1 square and 1 triangle. Okay, so look at how a pentagon looks. Think about some of the ways that we've drawn pentagons. Okay, how could you put a square and a triangle together to make a pentagon? Don't show me yet, Cam. I haven't done a 3, 2, 1, dude. When you're finished with this one, give me your scariest face.
What do you have to do again?
You are taking 1 square and 1 triangle and drawing the square and triangle together to make a pentagon. Okay? So you're taking, don't show me yet, Emmy. You're okay. When you're finished, make your scariest face. Did I say scariest or meanest? I forget which one. So you're taking 1 square and 1 triangle and putting them together to making a pentagon. Looking at how we draw pentagons sometimes. Okay? Alice, do you have a question? No? Okay. Zoe, question?
I'm not very good at making the squares the same size.
Just so you could tell me it was a square, and I could tell it wasn't like a rectangle, like it didn't look like this. Okay? I'm going to know it's a square. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like on an assessment, it might say what shapes did you use, and you might have to say, like, you might have to label one's a square, one's a triangle. Know what I mean? All right, show me your work in 3, 2, 1. Some of those faces were really creepy. Yeah, you drew a house, right? So, for example, you put the square on the bottom, and the triangle on the top is the most generic way to make it. So like you put the square down here. Oops, I'm going to have to move this up a little bit. Ding, 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 ding. And then, see Zoe, my square's not perfect either. But I can tell it's a square compared to a rectangle. Good, Zoe. Yep. Another way, I mean, you could also make a pentagon on its side. That's still a pentagon. This is still a pentagon. And this is still a pentagon. Okay? Just because it's upside down, just because the triangle goes like this, doesn't mean that's not a pentagon, because there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. Okay? So 1 square and 1 triangle to make a pentagon. Okay. Now, Okay. Okay. Now I have a hexagon here, okay? So the shape we're going to make is a hexagon. Okay? We're going to use 2 trapezoids to make a hexagon. Okay? And with that last one, you want to make sure that you don't say a square and a triangle make a house. A square and a triangle make a pentagon. You want to talk about the new shape. So we are going to use 2 trapezoids to make a hexagon. Okay? So think about how you draw a hexagon. Okay? Okay? If I took this trapezoid on top, and I took this trapezoid, and I flipped it upside down, and put it there, okay? That's one way to make a hexagon using 2 trapezoids. There's another way, but I'll wait. When you're finished making your hexagon with 2 trapezoids, I would like you to give me your sleepiest face. Sleepiest when you're sleep. Oh, Emmy's dozing off. What if Mrs. Cooper was standing here and I just fell asleep and fell over? That would never happen, though. I'm much more awake in the morning than I am in the afternoon and the evening.
So I'm supposed to fall?
No, just give me your sleepiest face. So your sleepiest face, so like... Pretend like you're sleeping. So once you've taken 2 trapezoids and made it into a hexagon, give me your sleepiest face. Don't fall asleep in class. Show me your work. En tres, dos, uno. Wake up! Wake up!
Show me your work.
Show me your work. Yeah, good. That's right. So remember, I wanted to see the 2 trapezoids, right? I don't want to see a dotted line. I actually want to see you draw. That was a hint. I want to see you draw 1 trapezoid. Okay. And I want to see you draw another trapezoid. So I actually want to see you draw the 2 trapezoids to make a hexagon. Another way to do this is to put a trapezoid upside down on the top, or like what we refer as upside down. Not typical. And then put one right side up on the bottom. Still a hexagon. I know it doesn't look like this hexagon, but if I was to draw this, okay. Whoa, that is angled, Mrs. Cooper. Okay. That still has 6 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still has 6 vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still a hexagon. Now, I'm going to say I used 2 trapezoids to compose a new shape and make a hexagon. Okay? Now, Zoe, question.
that looks like one of the superhero symbols.
It kind of does look like a superhero symbol, or like an hourglass, right? An hourglass, right? With the sand in it for time. Right, so we're going to stop here, okay, with our composing shapes today. Today is just review on your seesaw. You're just describing shapes. Now, you do have some extra shapes in there, like a half circle, an oval, things like that. But those are some things that we talked about early last week. They're in your Big Ideas book, okay? Chapter 13 in your Big Ideas workbook is shapes, okay? So if you need help, go to chapter 13, okay? So that's all I have for you for math today. Some of you do have small group today, and I'll see you all in a little bit. Bye, friends.
Bye.